I'm I'm good at now figuring out when stuff is broken.
Oh, that's good.
Unless it's like just happens when everything's fixed and then something randomly fucks up, which happens every now and
Oh
again.
god. Hello and welcome back to this episode of the Great Mates podcast. If this is your first time listening to us, we are normally a bunch of Australians who talk about our lives here in Australia. Sometimes we talk about pop culture and other fun stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm Josh, and with me today is the other STEM boy, Nick.
I'm back after a short absence.
Short-ish?
I mean, I think it was like
When was the last yeah,
I think it
you
was
went
like
here
2 or
because
3 weeks, which is like pretty significant for the person that does nothing.
True. That is very fair, given that I tend to carry the bulk of the podcast. It is, I guess, interesting the times that I have not been around, and I have been around, I guess, for the whole of this season so far, just to see how, I guess, more stable things are, less crazy. One would hope. But yeah. Anyway, have you been?
Yeah, I've been okay. I've haven't done much. I've done a lot that's nothing. So, I mean, the last month, I suppose it's been. I know I've been on since, but, I've been getting into being a little bit more physically active, which is fun.
Oh, yeah, I heard about.
Also, nice warmer weather. Like, warmer weather helps.
Yes. We are entering summer.
Yeah. So I figured myself out a nice little walking path around the city that ends up being like 10k and ending at the beach I like to go to.
Oof.
So, gets me healthy in a physical, kind of emotional, but also, oh no, sorry, I was just scrolling Twitter and
What have you done now?
just a wrestling couple playing Joker and Harley Quinn, and it's just like a weird mix, and I already hate like modern Harley Quinn. So it's like a Joker that I hate and a Harley Quinn that I hate.
Oh boy.
And it's like, also it's two wrestlers that I don't really like, so I'm okay with that. It's not like it's two that I actually enjoy.
Okay.
But no, I figured out like a nice 10k walk with a half an hour swim, and gets me just feeling a bit more centered and stable, I suppose.
Okay, sure. So Fit Nick 2020 is a thing, huh?
I mean, it's not like I haven't already been fairly fit, generally. But, I mean, as people grow older, stuff changes, relationships change, and I might be looking for some replacement in general in some relationship falling away and stuff. So, hopefully this is the start, and hopefully I can get something better to replace some stuff. Talking in vague ways to not give anything away in case people listen, which I know they don't,
Happen
but
to listen.
still. But yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like I don't know who in my friend, like from my friends list, listens to this. Sometimes I get very surprised. But yeah, I guess as a quick side note, one of my high school friends, listened. Well, I kind of peer pressured her into watching The Politician, so that was fun. And now she's listened to me and Brandon sort of thirst over the twins and whatnot. So that's a thing that happened recently. Yeah. Apart from that, this is supposed to be the Halloween special episode. So we'll try and, I guess, insert some potentially spooky things.
But also, audience note that I am not a Halloween person, so this could be fun.
Well, and really, neither am I. I'm just here for the shits and gigs. It would have been funner to have Brandon and Olivia and Bin and Anastasia and maybe Jeimer also on, but I don't know what happened to them. We'll have to find out. Anyway, so what I've done is I've gone on Google image search and typed in Halloween costumes, and there are some interesting things on here. I think I sent this one to Nick before, is apparently Santa Mankini counts as a Halloween costume.
I mean, it is also starting to... And, okay, so this is
not beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
No, I have... This is a side note to stuff, but someone I know is having a Halloween party next... Well, I don't even know, because I'm not going to it, because it's the other fucking side of the city, and I cannot be bothered. Also, there's going to be plenty of people there that I just, like, kind of cannot socialise with.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's that. But they're like, the day after the Halloween party, I'm starting Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, wow. So this is like in a week. And I'm not sure if it's a week as we record or a week as it's released. As in, I don't know if it's like a week from now or 2 weeks from now.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't care, to be honest, because like I said, I ain't fucking going to it. But I'm very much like... And this is funny because for a person that does not really... Someone that is like very... not Anglo-focused, but very like Australian-focused in their holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, Christmas like begins the day after Thanksgiving, even though Thanksgiving is well and truly
We
not a
don't
thing.
even do it.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
just like, to me, it makes sense. Where it's
Uh-huh.
like... That's an okay time to start, because it's like the end of November, start of December general thing, especially where stores have now kind of got into that Cyber Monday type of brain set.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a good time to then start your Christmas shopping. So then, like, Christmas can start. So I was like, you ain't fucking starting Christmas like the start of November. But also, like I was saying to you before, I found Big W have their Christmas stuff out, and I'm very tempted to buy a very ugly matching shirt-shorts combo.
Oh, do it. Just do it.
I feel like I am. I totally feel like I'm going to. It's just whether I wear it to Dad's family or Mum's family is the decision.
I see.
It's like Dad's family would be ironic for me. Mum's family would be ironic for them.
I mean...
Also, there is something called a washing machine, so I could technically maybe do both.
Yes, that is true. You could do both. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can decide when it comes to that point. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen Meyer have put up their Christmas stuff already in the beginning of October.
I mean, there's also the terrible thing of fucking Easter starting the 1st of January.
Oh, you do realize that I believe it's Coles, is now, they're really gung-ho about selling hot cross buns year-round now. I'm not opposed to that. I do love a good HCB. Year-round, I do question it sometimes.
I mean, there is an easy way to solve this and to not annoy people, and it's just don't put the cross on it until March.
until the start of Lent, I guess.
Yeah, just have non-crossed buns,
Non-crossed hot cross bun.
and you can sell them throughout the year. Because I also don't mind them. I like the nice fruit spice combo. I mean, that is also technically just what fruit toast is, but also sometimes you get like some carrot.
There's a difference between the toast and the
I
bun.
mean, like sometimes you'll get like, I don't know, some like spiced carrot and ginger and stuff
that's true.
in your hot cross bun or something. So
Yeah.
but also you just don't put the cross on it. Also so then you're removing any Easter semblance from it.
Yeah.
But then you have to come up with some like non-religious or like non-holiday name for them. So they're like spiced fruit buns.
What are you going to call them?
Spiced fruit buns. There we go. I figured it out. There we go. Sorted.
That was surprisingly easy.
It was. I probably thought about this way too many times.
You probably have. Okay. Anyway, back to weird Halloween costumes. Yeah, I sent the weird mankini, Borat mankini to Nick through LinkDump, and yeah, it's something. The back picture is certainly something, and oh god. And sometimes I don't understand how you can justify selling stuff like this for $26 before shipping.
Yeah, well, you know.
Although to be fair,
Well,
it is Halloween.
The amount of wasted fabric. Think about it that way.
True.
That's
true. Although, yeah. I mean, where's that link I put? There are food-related ones too. Hang on, what is this?
Well, I mean, I also found a meme this afternoon, and this was one that I enjoyed. It says, "Oh my god, walked by a karate place, and they're letting the kids wear their Halloween costumes, and I just saw Kylo Ren getting his ass kicked by a taco."
Oh boy.
I'm like, I want to see that. Also, I don't like Star Wars, and I don't mind tacos, so I want to see a taco just like beat up Kylo Ren. Plus, Kylo Ren's a fucking whingy bitch boy.
He really is. Maybe that's in the episode 9. Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
There's a third side of the Force, the food Force.
Yes. I mean, of course, midichlorians have to be food-based, right?
Well, if midichlorians... Is it not that they're in all living things? So does that not mean...
Let's go check.
Okay. But if they are, does that not mean that then they're in cows?
Bunch of horse shit.
And what happens when you kill the cow to mince it? Is there then midichlorians in the minced beef?
Yeah. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So your mince can utilize the Force?
So the blue milk also has the Force? So apparently, according to the canon, and I'm using very big quotation marks here, because we all know this was like a bunch of horse shit that they tried to justify how powerful Anakin was supposed to be, is that they are intelligent microscopic life forms that lived symbiotically inside the cells of all living things.
Yeah, so there we go. So all living things, what happens when those living things die? Also, then we can go into Force ghost things and say, are those people not dead and then living with the Force? So then can a cow not be part of the Force?
Kind of...
So then could your taco mince not be part of the Force?
I mean, we've shown in the past that Force ghosts do exist. And even better, they change appearances in later versions of films. in remasters, these Force ghosts also have the ability to change. So yeah. Although, yeah, I'm not sure anymore. Maybe I mean, it would be funny if a taco had enough midichlorian strength that it could take down um what's his face? Keep forgetting his name. Ben Solo?
Hmm.
Whingy bitch. But yeah, it would be funny. Maybe. We'll see. Who knows? If it's not gonna appear in the canon version of Star Wars Episode 9, maybe we'll turn up in the Adult Swim version. Okay. Are there any other weird costumes you found, Nick?
Not that
Was there some-
nothing that's like super memorable. And it's not like I'm actively looking anyway.
Fair enough. I guess the opposite to that is, have you seen all of the Halloween costumes for The Good Place?
All the like how much it costs, how much it would cost to make this costume semi in canon.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
No, but also like fans have done lots
nice.
of Good Place stuff as well. There's also some with Kim's Convenience as well.
Well, I mean,
Let me see if I can find.
I saw from last weekend a genderqueer/queer couple dressed up as the poisonous pairing from if you're the one from Are You the One?
Mhm.
So, and they were like, "Oh, cool! You even got our tattoos from just the poisonous." I mean, there's not even any point sending it to you because you'd be like, "Oh, okay," but yeah, I was
That's
like, "Oh, yeah, they're totally dressed up as a fuckboy, and they're definitely dressed up as a kind of confused bi person." I was like, that's like when people put thought into costumes, that's kind of what, and that's just in general. Like, I remember for one of my friends' 18ths, they had a costume party, and just so many people just put in like lazy. Like another friend just like wore a suit and was like, "I'm Oliver Queen," when he's not Green Arrow, and I'm like, "That's just lazy.
God.
That's just lazy." And I'm like, I literally custom made a Astro Boy costume. Like, that's how much effort I'm putting into this party.
Huh.
Oh, I'm just looking through the food related costume thing that you posted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, these are all boring until MasterChef and Maine lobster costume, where the baby is dressed like a lobster, and I'm like, maybe don't eat your baby. Don't eat baby. Baby not food.
Yes, that is true. That is
Flirty
very, very
salad
true.
dress. Flirty salad.
Who doesn't love a flirty salad?
Why does the lemon have giant hands? That's
Wait, what?
the lemon. The last one, a lemon costume, has giant hands.
Huh.
That's certainly something.
Goodness me. Okay, I just put one of the costumes, the Good Place costumes, on in linked up.
While I'm
So
looking at this link dump, did you see this whole Kmart costume controversy?
Was this year?
Yes.
Costume controversy? No.
So Kmart was selling kids' costumes, one of them being a bride.
Oh, the child bride thing.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Is this where controversy and outrage has got to? Like, you are banning costumes because of child brides, so a 6-year-old girl can't have a fake plastic as fuck, itchy, fake wedding dress costume. Like, kids are already playing husband and wife anyway. It's that's for me where, like, PC culture goes too far. Where I'm like, really?
It is interesting to see who, I guess, whose voice is the loudest, particularly when it comes to things like this.
Yeah.
And who it comes from as well. Yeah, I take, I guess.
Like, I see the point they're making, but it's
Yes.
not a... Like my whole thing... and I posted this, I'm pretty sure it was on Twitter, where I was like, are we also going to ban fireman costumes? Because it tells kids that it's okay to go near fire?
Yeah.
Like, no one without making so many, like, making X amount of jumps is going, oh, a $6 Kmart costume is not promoting, but, you know, has something to do with child brides. It's just... whatever. Also, because of the last Good Place... was it the last Good Place episode or the episode before? I can't... I think it was the last one. I think it was the last one that we watched.
We're talking about Hot Manny?
No, not Hot Manny.
Although Manny has always been hot. That's
I think it was probably related to the last episode where Jason, like, properly finds out the Bortles is no longer... Yeah, because then I looked at, like, who's their current quarterback and about his injury and all that. Yep. So because Google is so smart, this weekend it gave me the scores to both the LA Rams and...
the Jags?
Yeah, sorry, I was laughing at Rams.
Of course
and the Jags scores, and both won this weekend. Which I was like, that's good for them. Because Jags got their quarterback back. His injury's now healed.
Oh, is he back?
Yeah. He was back this week. Which is an interesting, like, mix between this episode and, like, him coming back. I wonder if that was, like, timed or anything, or...
So, from what I heard on the podcast is they had to ADR that last bit about the injury.
Yeah.
So, and I assume they kind of maybe locked this in.
Well, I mean, he did
ADR,
injure himself.
Like,
I'm pretty sure it was the first game of the season he injured himself.
Yes, so I heard.
So yeah.
Dear.
But I love first round game injuries. It's just like, oh, cool. Or like the AFL player this year who broke his leg in training and missed the entire season.
Oh my god.
Didn't even play a single game because he just fucked his leg so hard.
Oh dear.
But no, yeah, I'm looking at these Good Place costumes. They are...
Yes. These are actually pretty decent, like...
I mean, where do you get a best person sash from? That's what I'm thinking for one.
Maybe Party City in the US has a thing.
Maybe. I mean, I can imagine the Jags jersey is pretty easy to come by.
Of course. Come on.
And the DJ Music hat would be pretty easy to make.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's...
You just literally...
Oh, hang on. Oh, the putting it over the monk garb as well.
Oh, yes, that's a thing.
That's like added... That's like...
There's our attention to detail.
Yeah, that's like attention to detail.
Yes. Ah, goodness me.
Oh, Good Place. You are too good.
Yes, and yeah, let's try not to I guess spoil anything because
we haven't spoiled anything. All we've said
we have
that
things,
Jason finds out that Bortles has been cut.
I mean, that was a thing that we were all
wondering.
It's like, how are we going to tell sweet baby boy Jason Mendoza that his favorite quarterback has buggered off and joined someone else's team. Yeah.
And the whole injury thing just made the ending of last episode real good, though.
Oh,
I was like,
yes,
that is
of
such
course.
a Jason thing to happen.
I mean, it is Florida after all. Okay, there was a tweet that you tagged about the AirPods.
Oh yeah,
Please explain.
we go into that. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is when I was flicking through Twitter, and I will say, part of the exercise, or like the general exercise thing that I've started upon, has been like fuck corded like earbud, whatever you want to call them, are annoying. So I have been looking at wireless ones, but also this has started to trend on Twitter if the last couple of hours. And it's so Apple have their AirBud, whatever they call them, which are like the old style, non-silicon in-ear earphone things. But they must have just announced silicon-based ones, and everyone are relating them to people. So in the one I shared, they're being related to the Pokemon Bellsprout, a hairdryer, and Pengu.
Oh my god.
Well, specifically Pengu Nooting.
Ah, yes.
But there is also
I see that.
other stuff I've seen is the pea shooter from Plants vs Zombies. What
Did anyone mention like the droids from Clone Wars?
the original style from the...
Yes.
I haven't seen that. Someone mentioned Cubit, which is a real retro throwback. Oh, apparently there's a new droid, talking about Star Wars, apparently there's a new droid in 9 that looks similar.
Okay. Sure.
But yeah, it's just a lot of people, I mean, not going Apple, but having fun with Apple.
I mean, you know, these new AirPods Pro cost what, $250, and they're supposed to be accessible.
$250 US.
Yes, which means it'll be like $349 here.
Yeah.
Which, when you really think about it, is fucking ridiculous.
People have also said
Apple.
looking like the water gun thing robot from Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh,
Which
yes,
I also
see that.
yeah. I like me some Super Mario Sunshine. Even though I've never finished it, because it's really impossible to play if you don't have a GameCube. Someone also just stuck an electric toothbrush in their ear, because why not?
Okay.
Well, I mean, just like the exchangeable heads, interchangeable head thing, because just it's stuck one in each ear.
Yes.
But
I've seen those memes about like people like chopping off corded headphones and just sticking them in their ears to pretend like they're like AirPods in very big quotation marks. And like apparently someone's been selling. What's been going around is that apparently someone bought AirPods off of, I believe, Amazon. And they were literally just like corded earbuds with headphones with the cord chopped off. So I'm like, I mean, you get what you pay for.
yeah. I mean, my brother has a pair and likes them, but I'm probably just going to get like, just not like cheap, but like, I ain't into fancy shit.
I mean, what I'd really like are those, I think Google has a pair of these wireless ones, but they also translate live. They have that.
So
live
they're a
translating
babblefish.
function. Yes. Google. I'm gonna try and find them. Headphones live translate. Yeah, that's a thing. Where is it? Yeah, Pixel Buds.
Of course they're called Pixel Buds.
I mean, part of the Pixel family, obviously. But yeah. Okay. Let me see what other questions we have here. We kind of already answered. Thinking about costumes. Any other weird costumes before I try and answer this next question?
I mean, I'll give a shout out to Bruce Green's Thanos costume.
Okay, hang on. I need to see this. Was this year's one?
Yeah, this was from the weekend. I mean, Autumn
boy, did he put it
Autumn
on?
was also a gender bent Captain America, which was kind of, so it was Thanos and a cap.
Why can't I find it?
Probably easier to, so I'll find it through Autumn most probably. There we go.
Oh God. He didn't put much effort.
I mean,
That's a mask, is it not?
Yeah,
It's a mask, right?
yeah, that's a mask.
Eh.
I mean, yeah, but also like it's like cool and like some thought has been put into it.
Yeah. I'll give that some effort.
Yeah,
Has been put into it.
I mean, you see the third photo. In the third photo, that the Pennywise is like, yeah, fuck no, I'm leaving the party now.
Oh yeah, no. That person tried a bit too
A bit
hard.
too hard.
Maybe they sold their soul to Pennywise, or fucked him and then decided to take Pennywise's look. But yeah.
Or is it like a Santa Claus situation where if you kill Pennywise, you become Pennywise?
Oh, maybe. I think that's how that works, right? Isn't that the whole plot to it? Chapter 2 is that Pennywise technically died, but his spirit was sucked in by one of those unfortunate children now.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Poor unfortunate soul. Oh, I found it on Autumn's Twitter as well. I was like, oh, Bruce. Oh, Bruce. Oh, Bruce.
I also feel like we need to go back to the greatest Halloween tweet of all time.
Which was, pray tell.
The dressing up as the Babadook at an adult Halloween party when no one else is dressed up.
Wait, hang on, what?
Have you never? If I share it, you'll know it. But it is one of the.
Share it.
It is the greatest Halloween related thing ever, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
Come on. I've said this before, but I'll say it officially on the pod, like, I fucking need to get a new phone soon. This shit is just so chugging. Oh my
God.
fucking god. Now that I'm probably not going to be going to Japan, I'll probably end up spending fucking... Actually, no. I want to save fucking Japan money to get a Vespa.
Uh-huh. Wait, did you say Vespa?
Yes. I mean, not a, like, Vespa. It'll probably be like a Suzuki or something, but like...
I mean, you could steal the MasterChef Vespa if you really wanted to. New hosts and everything, so maybe they'll get rid of their Vespa that's been sitting there for 11 years.
Oh, that shit ain't turning over. It's been sitting there for 11 years. That engine's, like, dead.
Oh, well, maybe they give it a turnover once every, 5 episodes.
Oh, yeah, like if they've suddenly run out of, like, flour or something, someone nicks down to the...
Yeah, like an emergency run.
Yeah, nicks down to the IGA to pick up some flour or milk.
IGA. Oh dear. Okay, where is this? Oh, here it is. Oh my god. Ah, dear. Apparently there was a sequel to this tweet as well. Is that I believe it's the year after? Oh no.
I mean, every year that they bring it back up. Because I suppose, like, when you've got your 15 seconds of fame, you've got to ride that shit.
I mean, you kind of have to. That's a mood.
Like Kombucha Lady.
Oh, yes. Kombucha Lady, and then gay Twitter took over that meme and made it something completely different.
I don't even want to ask.
Probably better you not. Oh dear. Okay, so this is the context for this Babadook thing. Huh. Oh, that is, See, I don't know if you can call that Babadook costume.
I mean, just like
For all I know.
The woman in the bottom right corner, bottom left corner, like really makes that photo.
So I'm not paying
Also,
attention.
when I first saw this, I legit thought it was Elise Williams.
Who?
I at least thought it.
Babadook.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's Elise. Because that's totally something Elise would do.
You know, Elise has done, she's dressed up as one of the Na'vi before. So this is not entirely far off from her repertoire of cosplay.
Also, everyone's
thinking-
been saying that she started Arizona Circle just so she could do the...
Accents?
Yeah, just so she could do the accent, specifically the... what's her name accent from Pirates?
Keira Knightley?
Yeah, the Keira Knightley.
Jack! Oh dear. Did you see that Funhouse video where they got, where they were playing like Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Yes. That is gold.
Just the fucking pudding bit.
The one with James. Yes. Oh. And the black water.
It just got grosser and grosser.
Okay. Of the Funhouse costumes, right? That because they do costumed videos from time to time. Which one do you think is the best so far? I really do think though James's Captain Salazar is truly terrifying. Blackwater, black pudding and all.
Bruce's half costume.
That slowly turned black?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, also the crab costumes from the Super Mario Maker
from
stream.
that White Claw
Yeah.
sponsored thing.
I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
sponsored. They just drank a fuck ton of White Claw.
Effectively.
Yeah, it was
It
effectively.
was effectively a sponsored.
They just paid way too much money for White Claw.
Have you seen the KFC dating simulator video
Yes.
with Elise's Elise's Colonel Sanders?
What? Oh no! I see. I haven't. I
Yeah.
didn't watch that video.
Oh, you should watch it. Watch Elise. Watch Elise portray Colonel Sanders in her southern accent. It's glorious.
Now, I'm going to send you a video, and you're probably not going to have enough time to watch it now because we're recording. But watch it like some other time, and
Okay.
it is related to KFC. The story is the WWE got a KFC sponsorship, and they did a Royal Rumble to become the next Colonel. And it's a very interesting video. The KFC
Okay.
Colonel Rumble.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. KFC Colonel Rumble. Good lord.
So pretty much like all the wrestlers came out dressed as the Colonel.
Uh-huh. And everyone has a different interpretation of what the Colonel is supposed to look like.
Yes, and everyone's like
obviously.
in gimmick for it. So like, I can't even remember who all the wrestlers are, but from like my general idea of it would be like the wrestler whose gimmick is that he's Southern and has way too many kids would be like a Cajun Colonel Sanders, and
Okay.
so yeah, it'd be all like that type of stuff.
Yeah, I won't touch that link until like later.
Yeah, I mean it's only
Just
like
because.
2 minutes, but also
Oh, actually, in which case, I'll just mute it and I can. What is? Oh, this is okay. So this is definitely a sponsorship.
oh yeah, it's 100% a sponsorship, and also like I said, you will not get half of it because
It's American.
it's wrestling.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, what is happening? Oh, there's lots of Southern accents. Oh no!
Also,
no.
like I want to point out that this is filmed at a live audience. So this is like filmed during
Of
an
course
ad
it's-
break or like after the show has gone off air. Like this is the proper set for the WWE.
Oh, okay. I believe that. Is this Colonel Sanders or is this a Southern evangelist? Honestly, I don't know.
See,
Okay,
that's the thing. This isn't even the video I was looking for. I'm now watching it. This isn't even the video I'm looking for, but it still gives the general
God.
idea.
Yes, it is still wild. Very wild.
This goes down one of my favorite types of comic, which is the advertising comic.
Uh-huh.
There's a series of comics which is also KFC related, where
Oh, great.
Colonel Sanders from our universe, like the universe we live in, goes against an evil Colonel Sanders who does everything the easy way.
What does that mean?
Like uses, like doesn't use 11 herbs and spices, just uses like salt and pepper.
Oh, okay.
And like just like coats it, deep fries it, like does everything very quickly, and is like bad chicken. So the actual Colonel Sanders like wins out overall, but then like in the next issue that came out a year later, it was like a whole heap of evil Colonel Sanders, and Sanders had to team up with the Justice League, which then also put it in the wrong universe because it was no longer in our universe, it was in the DC Prime universe.
Oh my god.
So then it got all confusing. And there was supposed to be a third issue, but the third issue never came out.
I wonder why.
But even like in the middle of comic books, they'll have like 1 or 2 page comics advertising like Snickers or M&Ms or other other convenience foods. And they're always just terrible. They're never good. But I always read them because they're like a good level of terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I dropped the Funhouse KFC video, so Elise Williams is comedy queen. Sometimes the jokes don't land, but I think that's the fun
Yeah, but she
part,
throws
is
out
that-
so many jokes that like it's okay for a couple
Yes.
to not land.
Yes, that is definitely true. It's definitely true. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Do you think we've gone for a long enough time? I feel like we kind of have.
I mean, we always go for long enough.
That's true. That's true. And given we are two people that don't necessarily do Halloween, this is probably a decent place to sort of start wrapping things up. So we're going to do recommendations. And, well, if you've never been here before, this is sort of a thing where we quite literally recommend anything. So we've recommended Netflix programs, we've recommended comic books, video games, people as well, for many, many reasons. So yeah, as part of socials as well. Nick, I'm going to ask you first. What's your recommendation?
Okay.
Or multiple, because we've done
multiples
already.
That was a fun episode.
where we,
Just like
where we
5
basically...
Steven Universe recommendations.
5 Steven Universes, and then I had a whole bunch of things, including like Bake Off.
Actually, I will hold off on my recommendation for a little bit and tell a quick side note. So you already know half of this side note. So maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, I bought a new bookcase because my bookcase was too full and like the top of it was cracking because it was just like a chipboard bookcase. So I bought like a pine bookcase and spent time like figuring out what color I was going to paint it and what I was going to do with it. And I finally like figured out it was going to be like a bluey grey, and I was going to stencil like superhero logos on the side of it. And then that became too difficult, so I was trying to figure stuff out, and then a friend recommended that I printed the decals out and like put them in frames and put them on the side. And then I thought of one thing better of printing out comics, like having, because I've got a whole heap of comics that I like the covers for, so I've like sanded them up and like put them in frames and they hang on the side of the bookcase, and I've put some on my walls and that, so it just like adds stuff. So I put it in my room on the weekend, and it was a little bit wobbly. So my stepdad was like, "Oh, I'll just put a screw in the top of it, and it'll like hold it to the wall." And I was like, "I don't really want to put a hole in it, but there's no other choice. So I'd do it." So he goes in, fucking gun cocked, bull in a china shop, and fucking cracks the top of the bookcase and puts like a decent sized crack in the top of it. And I was fucking furious, and I'm still furious about it. I ended up like unscrewing it and like trying to paint it and fix it as much as possible, because this bookcase was like not in a good condition to begin with. It's full of like holes and stuff, so I like patched them and filled cracks and whatever. But so yeah, I was not happy about it. It's in the top, so you can't actually see it, but still, like, knowing it was there. And the one thing that calmed me down was actually the song I talked about in that in those Steven Universe recommendations of Here Comes a Thought, and I just listened to it and was like, okay, I'm good now. So another quick like a second recommendation of something, like, fuck, it's a good song, and also like it just can chill anyone out and has a good message of just being like, everything's okay, just like don't worry about it. If it's hasn't ended the world, it's probably not going to end the world. But my actual recommendation for this week, that was just like a quick retort. But yeah, my actual recommendation is a comic book that I got back into yesterday.
Oh.
So I read the first volume of it years ago. And then last year I bought the second and third volumes, and they just like sat on my bookcase because like I usually will read out in public, and this is not a comic book that you can kind of read in public because of its title. And the title of that is Sex Criminals by Matt Fraction and
oh my god,
and Chip. I do not know how to pronounce his name, but he is a good artist. So yeah, the book is called Sex Criminals. It is about it's about a lot of things, but the two main characters begin kind of dating, and when they have an orgasm, time stops.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, weirder things have happened.
It's an interesting concept of a comic book, but the artist spends way too much time on the art of it. And this isn't even like this is an image book, so it's creator owned. So they're not getting like big royalties or big sales and stuff for it. This was a book that picked up after it, but like picked up after the first couple of issues. But he spends way too much time on like background details. And I talked about some of these background details. But the first was they're in a mall, and the shops for the mall the shops in the mall are Sole Provider, SOLE, which is a shoe shop, The Soul Provider, SOUL, which is a Christian bookshop, No Jacket Required, the caption being, because we only sell jackets, a fast food place, Salad Cake, Have Your Salad and Eat It Too, which serves cakes made from salad and salad made from cakes. A joke on a bar billboard that has $5 pints, $4 shots, $3 HJs.
No.
And this is just an entire book. And I'm not going to get into all of it because, I mean, that bar joke was like crude enough.
Mm-hmm.
But, it is just, like, it's a very crude comic book. And that is why you cannot read it in public.
Yeah.
But then I was reading the 3rd volume of it this afternoon. And in the middle of it, there's just like a like side character just gives a lecture about the patriarchy holding down women's sexual liberation and the whole mythos behind the clitoris and the G-spot and the female orgasm. And I'm like, no comic is allowed to make crude sex jokes and then have a honest-to-God, true, factual lecture about these topics. So it's not even like a comic book where all it is dick jokes and that. It's actually like telling an interesting story. And I mean, there are plenty of comic books that are just crude for the sake of crude. There is a whole comic book company where all they do is publish... Well, they'll publish a couple of stories and they're all very like... white man finds native woman, and just kind of fill in the gaps, and you've probably got it correct. But they've released their comics with covers with decreasing amounts of clothedness. So the regular cover will have like clothed woman in Vine related bikini. And then it'll be like topless, and then it will be naked. So there are plenty of comic book companies that are on comic book companies and comic book creators. I mean, there's a comic book artist who has admitted to using porn as a reference for his images.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
So you see his art and all his characters. There are notorious pieces of art where it's like Invisible Woman has an O face, and she's like, her dad just died, I think is the scene. So there's some real bad shit going on in comics forever now. Yet this creator-owned book that is called Sex Criminals and is just way too crude that I can't even describe it on a podcast that is already pretty crude. And it's like telling interesting stories and having funny background jokes. And, I mean, Matt Fraction, the writer, is also known for his Hawkeye runs, which are amazing. And the artist, Chip, has done, like, Howard the Duck, and I just got a book that I think he wrote the book, actually. It's a Spider-Man book. It's called A Spider-Man Life Story, and it goes through, kind of like every issue is, I think, like a couple of years into, like every issue is a couple years after the last one. It's kind of like Peter's development as Spider-Man. So that sounded curious. So that's why I bought that. I mean, if that sounds curious to you as well, buy it. It's probably going to be good, but like the talent behind this book is good as well. So kind of the whole TLDR is, it's a book that sounds crude and is crude. So if you've got that kind of sense of humor, probably like give it a go. But also like the art is gorgeous, and the non-crude, like, yeah, it's full of crude jokes, but also it's like a logical story, and kind of the backstory kind of idea of it is a bank is foreclosing on the main female lead's library, and she just wants her library. She likes her library. It's where she works. There's books. It's pretty. So it's also an interesting, like, almost slice of life book. Like, it's not slice of life, but kind of like gives the idea kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I like comic books, and this is a good comic book. And a lot of people know about sex criminals if you read comic books. So if you read comic books, you probably have already read it. But still, go read Sex Criminals. Also, I can't recommend it to my friend because I know it's not a book that she would like. So I'm recommending it here instead. Rant over. Socials.
Okay.
Socials. Twitter. Nick
Yes.
Lancroon. At Nick Lancroon.
Hey.
Let me, read about me ranting about wrestling and child brides and...
Jesus. Are you the one?
I mean, not much about that. I might, retweet some of the cast every now and again, but, nothing's going on with that show at the moment. They haven't, announced the next season. I think that they've announced casting. Yeah, I think they're casting. Because I'm pretty sure that the crew, the cast have been, from last season, been hey, it was a fun experience. If you want to give it a go, here. I think it's kind of just a submitting, and then they do the whole producery thing where they interview you and whatever. That's a whole other story that probably people know about. Making
enough.
TV is an interesting story. And then Instagram.
Oh, so I've heard.
Instagram, there's cats, and I posted a rare selfie 2 weeks ago.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to do several recommendations. Given that it's the Halloween special, I'm going to recommend so if you know what Rocky Horror Picture Show is, do you know what Rocky Horror Picture Show is, Nick?
I mean, I know what the stage show is.
Ah, yes. In which case, I am talking about the stage show. So there's on YouTube, you can go and find Rocky Horror. Basically, there's a live recording of the stage show. That was, I believe, filmed in the UK. Go have a look at that. It's great. It's fantastic. Also, I guess, the other Rocky Horror related recommend is the Glee album. I know I'm trash. I know I'm trash.
I mean, we
but
already
it's
roasted
actually...
Brandon over this.
Yes, I know. But I was very much into Glee when I was a lot younger. But the Rocky Horror album is actually pretty decent. Yeah, go have a listen to that as well. There's so many other recommendations, and I guess I'll just have to keep my powder dry for some of the others.
It always kind of upsets me that I never got to see when Steve Zaragoza did his Rocky Horror show.
Wait, Steve Zaragoza did a Rocky Horror show?
Yeah, he was in a kind of small community production of it, I think the start of the year. And I was like, that would have just been funny. He was playing the Meatloaf role.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah,
he was playing
Eddie, yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Which is very... I mean, that's probably the role where Steve fits the best.
Steve as Frankenfurter would be terrifying.
Elliot as Frankenfurter.
Because it'll... Oh, no.
I think Elliot's a better fit.
No. Steve would make a good Frankenfurter. If we base the sort of behavior characteristics off of Santa Steve.
Yeah.
Elliot? No, Joe. Joe would probably... I would say Joe would make a good Frankenfurter.
I think we could just cast this, to be honest.
I think we can.
I think we probably can.
But anyway, Rocky Horror is great.
It's always fun.
It is always fun. Especially if you watch the YouTube video of the staged the live staged version.
I'll have to check that out.
There are heckling.
Oh,
heckling
because it is a show
is
where
a thing with Rocky Horror.
They're very much into audience participation.
Yes. we love a good audience participation, and we love it when the audience is able to make the cast break character for like a hot second, because the heckle is just a bit too good. But also this Rocky Horror stage production has one very hot Rocky in the form of Dominic Anderson. So go and find that. Okay, so that's 2 Rocky Horror recommendations. My last recommendation for today is something that I found quite literally like in the hour probably before we started recording. I went down a very interesting rabbit hole of there's a British comedian named Paul Taylor, who has like it literally came up in recommends on my YouTube main page. He has a bilingual special where he speaks in French and in English, and he rants about like the wonderful things that happen when, as an English person living in France, how you deal with being in France and speaking French and the weirdness that comes from that, and vice versa.
Yeah, so much more. Because you shared it, and then I watched a whole heap of clips of it.
Yeah. And I guess I find it very interesting that I can follow along quite well. And it's been subtitled, so it's actually quite accessible. So yeah, you can go find that on YouTube as well. I believe the special is called #Franglaise. So go have fun trying to spell that, and when you go and search for it. But yeah, that's going to be my recommends this week. If you want to come find me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram as Abang Pinoy. And if you want to come find the podcast, we are also on Instagram and Twitter as Great Mates Podcast. We also have a YouTube channel where some of our episodes go up a week after they're released. If you like this episode, go share it to your friends, go download us, subscribe to us, leave us a rating and review wherever you are listening to this podcast. Also, we have our 2 additional shows, Spoilers for Days and Let's Get Deeper. New seasons are coming soon. And also, I guess, this is your friendly reminder that we are wrapping up season 3 of Great Mates Podcast at the end of this month. So I don't know what's going to happen, really. We'll see. Strange things are happening. And I'm not entirely sure how we're going to deal with it. I don't know, Nick. We'll see, right? I'm sure nothing bad will happen to it. We'll see. I mean, we have to do Christmas, so
yeah.
And I expect Christmas is a clusterfuck, so
yeah, we'll try to figure that out. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be
Between
fun.
It's already fun trying to sort out regular episodes.
Fucking, because fucking time zones. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it's Wednesday, so yeah, that's fun.
Oh yeah, we are well away from the regular timestamp stuff. So there's that. Also, if you listeners want to ask us any questions or leave us any feedback, feel free to slide into our DMs or use the hashtag Great Mates Podcast wherever you're listening to us. But that's going to be it for us this week. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Uh-oh. Looks like some of them escaped. Well, they're back safe with me. Don't worry. Until then, tell no one.
Hello, viewers, and welcome to Paul's Train Vlogs. I'm Paul. I'm at
The next train to arrive on platform 23 is for Macarthur via Airport. First stop, Green Square, then Mascot, Domestic Terminal, International Terminal.